External visual inspection. The external visual inspection consists of a quick inspection of the exterior of the computer, the monitor, the keyboard, any peripherals and cables. While performing the visual inspection, make any necessary corrections. To perform the external visual inspection, perform the following steps. Step 1. Turn off the computer, the monitor, and all peripherals. Step 2. Verify that all power cables are properly connected to the computer, the monitor, and peripherals and their power sources. Step 3. Verify that the keyboard and mouse interface cables are firmly attached to the proper connectors on the back of the computer. Step 4. Verify that network cables, if present, are properly attached. Step 5. Verify that any devices attached to the serial and parallel port connectors are properly connected. Step 6. Verify that the video interface cable is firmly attached to the video connector on the back panel or the video expansion card, and also the connector on the back of the monitor. For proper connection of the video monitor, see the documentation for the monitor. Step 7. Inspect all external monitor controls for any obvious damage or improper settings. For proper settings of the video monitor controls, see the documentation for the monitor. Step 8. Inspect the keyboard to ensure that no keys are sticking. If one more keys are sticking, it may be necessary to replace the keyboard. Step 9. Inspect the exterior of the computer, including all controls and indicators and all users' accessible data is storage device for any physical damage and signs. Does the inspection reveal any problems? If yes, proceed to appropriate procedure in removing and replacing parts. If no, proceed to observing the boot routine. Observing the boot routine. After you have performed an external visual inspection as described in the previous section, you should boot the system. And while the boot routine is running, observe the system for any indications of problems. Note: most of the steps in this procedure require observation of system function and indications, some of which can occur simultaneously. It may be necessary to reboot the system several times to complete all of the steps. To observe the problem indications during the boot routine, perform the following steps. Step 1. If system is off, turn on all peripherals and the computer. Step 2. Check the power supply fan. Does the fan run normally? If yes, proceed to step 3. If no, troubleshoot the system power supply. Step 3. Watch the num-lock, caps lock, and the scroll lock indicators on the upper right corner of the keyboard. If all three indicators flash momentarily and following a long pause, then it is working. If no, troubleshoot the system power supply fan. If the troubleshooting procedure indicates that the system power supply is operational, troubleshoot the memory. Plus, the monitor of our system unit is blinking a yellow light. Then, it means that the memory is not working. Step 4. During the boot routine, observe the system for any of the following indications. Number 1. Beep codes. Number 2. system error messages. And number 3, diskette drive and hard disk drive access indicators. And step 5, observe the monitor screen for the diagnostic menu. Internal visual inspection. A simple visual inspection of a computer's interior hardware can often lead to the source of a problem, such as a loose expansion card, cable connector, or mounting screw. To perform the internal visual inspection, perform the following steps. Step 1. Turn off the system including any attached peripherals and disconnect all the AC power cables from electrical outlets. Step 2. Remove the computer's right side cover. Step 3. Verify that all chips, expansion cards, and the SEC cartridge and heatsink assembly or disassemblies are fully seated in their sockets or connectors. Number 4. Ensure that the chips are fully seated in their sockets. Since our system unit doesn't have a RAM, let's put a RAM on. Then, firmly press on the top of each chip. Number 5. Verify that all jumpers are set correctly. Step 6. Check all cable connectors inside the computer to verify that they are firmly attached to their appropriate connectors. Step 7. Reinstall the computer cover. And step 8, reconnect the computer and any attached peripherals to their power sources and turn them on. During the boot routine, observe the system for any of the following indications. Number 1, beep codes. Number 2, system error messages. And number 3, diskette drive and hard disk drive access indicators. Observe the monitor screen for the diagnostic menu.